Hi everyone. Over the last few years, UFC has become so popular that it has captured the imagination of an average sports fan. UFC globally is dominating the MMA scene, and by far it is the largest MMA promotion in the world. Now, when it comes to India, UFC hasn't really done much over the years. Of course, they have a broadcast partnership with Sony TV, where we can see all of UFC fight nights and the big events and a little bit of programming on UFC across Sony Sports and Sony Live OTT platform. I have to thank Sony for giving us all of that content for almost free. I don't know what the deal between UFC and Sony is, but as a UFC and an MMA fan, getting all the pay-per-view matches for free is just a boom. In this video today, we will talk about why UFC should consider investing in India and building a fan base in the Indian market. In essence, 5 reasons why I feel UFC should do more than just a partnership with Sony, invest in the market, build a fan base, and hopefully reap the rewards of this investment. Number 1, the change in style of the UFC. Well, I feel we can get a wrestler from India fighting in the UFC in the next 10 years. If you look at the history of wrestling in India, India has a very, very rich history there. Right from the akhadas to actually winning Olympic medals, the Indian wrestlers are doing really well. And if you see the history of UFC, especially the recent history, where the likes of Khabib have actually come with a wrestling background and really dominated their weight categories, I think there's a mix and match here. I think good Indian wrestlers who are young can be taught the stand-up game, their skills can be brushed up in other areas of martial arts, and they can potentially fight in the UFC. If an Indian fighter makes it to the UFC, that's just a win-win for everyone. The product completely opens up in the market opens its arm to MMA and the community, and boom, there you go, India will be a real power in this sport. The second reason why UFC should consider India is that India has done actually very well for niche sports. If you look at India, because of the big middle class, which is around 300 to 400 million people, even the smaller sports or the niche sports are doing well. There's a population that follows European football, there's a population that follows kabaddi, there's a population that follows kho-kho. The niche sports or even the premium sports like Formula One, like tennis, have done really well in the Indian market. I believe there's an opportunity for UFC to create a niche for itself in India. And with our population, like I said, even the niche can be significant. We can get millions of followers following the sport of MMA through UFC as a product. The number 3 reason UFC should consider investing in India is who the hell does not like fighting? If you actually walk down the street and somebody is fighting, people might just stop to watch them. I mean, I hope they'll stop them, but they'll definitely stop to watch them. If there's a bar fight, people are watching. I mean, India actually has a culture and a history of fighting in an organized format. And if UFC can show that to the masses of the country, how fighting can be in a good, entertaining format and a safe format, I think this sport is available for the masses to completely grasp. I think a lot of people don't even know what UFC or MMA is all about. There's a portion of population that might think that it's just absolute disgusting brawling, and there's a lot of big portion of population who might consider of UFC like a WWE, where they think it might be fake. I think telling their right story to the population, I genuinely believe that the sport can become a part of the popular culture. I do believe Indians can take this on completely and really embrace this sport. The number 4 reason why UFC should consider investing in India is the opportunity for big bucks. I believe there's a huge potential commercial opportunity out there for the UFC and for the sport of MMA, where they can leverage lots of brands by creating unique, amazing content and connecting with the fans. Brands in India are looking at innovative ways of connecting with potential customers, and what better way than sport? That is the reason some of the sports are getting the best amount of sponsorships in the world. Indian cricket, the Indian Premier League has become one of the most successful, most lucrative leagues in the world. Pro Kabaddi League is becoming popular. Badminton is popular. Football is growing in India. I believe there's an opportunity as the sports industry becomes big, is to tell a brand story through the sport of MMA. Lots of brands that are macho in nature, lots of brands that want to connect to the masses, lots of brands that want to connect like strong ethos can really use UFC and MMA to connect with their customers. There is a big commercial opportunity out there for the UFC. And the last reason why UFC should invest is to bring the circus to town. Bring a live event to India, guys. Just bring a live event to India. You will for sure make money. India, even though has not always embraced all sports, India might not be a sporting nation. India might not be doing great in the Olympics. A lots of sports might not be commercially active in India. But India has always embraced big global live events. You take the example of Formula One. Even though the sport in general was not viable, the event first year was a huge success. India has still embraced live events. You take the example of Bayern Munich playing in India. Even though European football is not again fully commercially viable, Bayern Munich made a killing with that match. If a global scale event with proper fighters and proper setup, proper infrastructure is brought down in India, it will make money. People would want to just attend the fight and just be seen. Bring a freaking event to India. And I do appreciate that UFC has many other markets where they really want to capture the imagination of the fans. Of course, Brazil is huge for UFC. Mexico is massive for the UFC. We're looking at Middle East as a big market. We're also looking at Russia potentially. We're looking at Africa now with so many African fighters in general. Of course, India is not in the top priority, and I understand that, and I understand the reasons why UFC might not be looking at investing. But I really hope that over the next few years, UFC can look at the Indian market, make a commitment to a small investment over a few years, and I genuinely feel that this sport has a huge potential in our country, and UFC will make a shitload of money from the Indian market. So if you loved the video, guys, consider subscribing to my channel. If you enjoyed it, I will settle for a like. For all kinds of sports content, Indian sports content, and Indian sports business content, subscribe to my page. Ciao.